Welcome to the Deep Dive, your shortcut to being instantly well-informed. Today we're taking a deep breath and plunging right into the Amazon.
Literally.
Yeah, to meet the reigning vitamin C king. We're talking about this small, really tart berry. Holds more nutritional density than almost anything else out there. Camu Camu.
It's a fascinating ingredient, Merciaria dubia, scientifically. Its history goes back centuries, in traditional Amazonian medicine.
Right.
But its global fame, that's newer, and it really boils down to one pretty staggering statistic.
Exactly. So our mission today is to dig into that jaw-dropping nutritional profile, understand the huge range of health benefits it offers, and, maybe most importantly, figure out how you can actually use this powerhouse. Because, as our sources show, raw Camu Camu, it's not exactly pleasant.
No, it's famously sour. But let's start with that stat, the one that got it the crown. People think vitamin C, they think oranges, right?
Sure.
Well, Camu can contain up to 60 times the vitamin C of an orange.
60 times.
60. That is really the core of its power.
That concentration is just, wow. It completely changes how you think about a high source of vitamin C.
It does.
But what's really interesting, the sources kept pointing this out, it's more than just a vitamin C bomb. It's the whole combination that makes it a superfood.
Absolutely. If you just looked at the C, you'd totally miss the supporting cast. It's loaded with specific antioxidants. Think of them as tiny, highly specialized shields inside your body.
Okay.
So you've got flavonoids, you've got anthocyanins. Those are the things that give deep red and purple foods their punch, their protective qualities.
Right, the color compounds.
Exactly. And ellagic acid, which is known for its sort of anti-inflammatory effects.
So we had the shields. What about building blocks? Any other important compounds the sources mentioned?
Oh, yeah. We should definitely mention the amino acids in Camu Camu. Valine, leucine, and serine. These are essential. They really support muscle repair, cell health.
The basics for body maintenance.
Pretty much. And then you also get this really useful mix of minerals: potassium, calcium, magnesium, zinc, and iron.
That is a serious lineup for internal support. All packed into one tiny, super potent berry. And we shouldn't forget the fiber either, right?
Yeah.
Crucial for digestion, gut health.
Definitely. Keeps everything moving, supports that healthy gut microbiome we always talk about.
So, okay, we look at this massive concentration of nutrients. What does this actually mean for you, the listener? What are the tangible daily health benefits?
Well, I think it means systemic support. It doesn't just, treat one symptom. It helps the entire operating system function better.
Right.
And if that massive vitamin C content is the headline, the sources suggest the biggest practical impact comes in like a 1-2 punch: immunity and inflammation.
That makes total sense. That huge vitamin C level is your ultimate seasonal shield, basically. Strengthening your system against colds, flu, just everyday infections. You take this when you feel you need that extra defense.
Absolutely. Fortification is a good word for it. And then there's the inflammation side. Because of that ellagic acid and the other antioxidants we mentioned, its anti-inflammatory properties might help ease those chronic low-grade things like joint pain or maybe arthritis.
That's really appealing because it's a natural way to potentially calm down that constant simmering inflammation.
Exactly.
Okay, this is where it gets even more interesting for me. Moving beyond the standard flu fighter idea to these bigger systemic benefits, did the sources suggest it supports other major organs? I saw notes about heart and brain function.
Yeah, they did. The sources draw a pretty clear line between those powerful antioxidants and cardiovascular health. Camu Camu seems to contribute by actively reducing oxidative stress and helping support healthy circulation.
Okay.
That ability to fight damage right down at the cellular level, that's key for the heart.
And the brain connection.
Yeah.
Can this berry actually, boost your mood?
Well, some research suggests it can enhance mood and brain function, maybe reduce stress and depression markers. It's not, a magic bullet.
Of course not.
But a well-nourished system, one that's rich in antioxidants, it just functions better overall. And that includes cognitively. And here's a little bonus benefit. It's also rich in carotenoids.
Ah, for vision.
Exactly. Vital for eye health, potentially helping protect against age-related vision issues down the line. It really is a sort of holistic powerhouse.
Okay. Now we have to face the music. We've established this berry is a nutritional superstar, but we've kind of danced around its defining feature.
Huh?
That extremely sour taste.
Ah, yeah. The pucker factor.
That phenomenal nutrient density comes at a price, taste-wise.
It's the sour truth. The sources are really clear. The raw fruit is intensely, almost unpleasantly sour.
Right.
And often, that intense tartness is directly linked to the high concentration of all those good compounds. That's why you almost never see it eaten fresh. It's overwhelmingly sold as a freeze-dried powder or maybe mixed into really sweet juice blends.
So the challenge for you listening is getting past that intensity to actually get the benefit.
Yeah, why not?
Thankfully, the sources gave some simple, effective recipes for taking it internally that, mask the tartness pretty well. Let's start with the Camu Camu immunity smoothie.
Yeah, this is probably your best starting point. You need strong flavors to balance it out. So a blend of banana, maybe some frozen mango, coconut water that gives you sweetness and creaminess.
Okay.
The key is using just 1 teaspoon of the powder. That's generally the recommended dose anyway. The fruit does the heavy lifting on flavor.
Right, just a teaspoon. And I like the detail in the Camu citrus tea recipe. Temperature really matters with vitamin C, doesn't it?
Absolutely critical.
The recipe specifically says warm water, not boiling. You don't want to kill off that precious vitamin C with too much heat.
Precisely. You mix that warm water with lemon juice, gets you an extra C boost. There, 1 teaspoon of the powder, and some raw honey to make it drinkable.
Sounds nice.
It's a fantastic, warm immune support drink, especially if you feel something coming on.
And for the snackers out there, we've got the Camu Camu Energy Bites. This seems like a really smart way to hide the flavor in something dense and tasty.
Yeah, it works because you're mixing the powder with other strong ingredients. Things like rolled oats, almond butter, a good sweetener like honey or maple syrup, maybe some chia seeds for texture and extra nutrients. A teaspoon of the powder just blends right in. They're nutrient-dense, super easy to make, and great for a little energy boost.
Okay, so we've covered how to get this potent powder into our system successfully. But the power of those antioxidants, it doesn't stop inside, does it? Let's switch gears a bit and talk about how Camu Camu is used externally for, beauty and skin health.
Right. This is where that sky-high antioxidant profile finds a whole new application topically. The sources really highlight how using these concentrated antioxidants on your skin helps fight that daily damage from free radicals.
Environmental stress, yeah.
Exactly. And importantly, it also seems to help stimulate collagen production, which is key for healthier, more youthful-looking skin.
Okay, let's break down that DIY remedy. The Camu Camu face mask. Super simple, 3 ingredients, focused on brightening and anti-aging.
Yeah, it's a great one. You just combine 1 teaspoon of the powder with about a tablespoon of plain yogurt and 1 teaspoon of honey.
Yogurt and honey, classic mask ingredients.
They work well together. The genius here is the synergy. You get the high C and antioxidants from the Camu Camu, plus the lactic acid that's naturally in yogurt.
Ah, gentle exfoliation.
Right, so it gently exfoliates while delivering that brightening and collagen boost. Simple, powerful. You leave it on for maybe 10, 15 minutes.
Nice. And then for those high-risk moments, maybe traveling, or the first hint of sniffles, there's the immune booster shot. This is like rapid-fire wellness concentrate.
Yeah, maximum impact, minimum volume. That's the idea. You just mix, say, half a cup of fresh orange juice with half a teaspoon of Camu powder.
Okay.
And then add a little zesty kick with maybe a 1/4 teaspoon of grated ginger.
Ooh, ginger too.
Yeah, it's a highly concentrated power-up designed for immediate defense when you feel you need it most.
And finally, a really interesting hack for hair and scalp health. Those antioxidants can nourish the hair follicle too. We have a recipe for a final Camu Camu hair rinse.
Yeah, it's a simple dilution. 1 teaspoon of the powder mixed into about a cup of warm water and add a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar.
ACV rinse. Oh.
You use it as a final rinse after shampooing. It helps smooth the hair cuticle, adds shine, but critically, it also feeds the scalp with those beneficial antioxidants, helps encourage overall hair health from the root.
So what's the takeaway here? We started with this fiercely tart Amazonian secret, and we've ended up with this powerful, pretty comprehensive wellness tool. It spans everything from fighting off the flu to getting radiant skin.
That sums it up perfectly. Camu Camu is simple, it's potent, and it delivers really diverse, high-impact results. The fact that this one humble little fruit can offer such systemic support is, well, it's pretty remarkable.
But I think the real deeper thought here goes back to the chemistry we touched on earlier. It's not just the massive vitamin C count that makes it so effective, is it?
No, absolutely not. That holistic support, really comes from the synergy between all the specific plant compounds we talked about, the anthocyanins, the ellagic acid, the amino acids all working together.
Right.
They don't deliver these benefits in isolation. It's their combined action that creates that systemic impact. And, this raises a really interesting question for you to maybe explore further as you look into natural medicine.
Mhm.
What other traditional remedies, what other plants are currently being rediscovered precisely because they have these unique concentrations of multiple vital nutrients working together synergistically?
Something to ponder as you blend up your next superfood smoothie, perhaps.
Hmm.
On that note, that's all the time we have for this deep dive. We hope you feel thoroughly informed about the vitamin C
Hope
camps.
so.
Catch you next time.